So guys, welcome back to the Caddy Diaries. We're in Sweden this week. So we actually arrived yesterday afternoon about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, played 9 holes, and then we actually just went back to the hotel because it was a really long day of travelling. We actually travelled up to Stansted and then flew from Stansted to Stockholm, and then just a long day to get here to the golf course. But last night, I actually had a meal with Aaron Rye, last week's winner. Now, he's actually won 3 times in the Challenge Tour this year now. That means he can basically play a European Tour card this year now, from now on, which is really interesting because he could potentially play Porsche this week on the European Tour, but he's choosing not to. He's choosing to stay on the Challenge Tour this week. Whether he will the rest of the season, I don't know, but if anyone that didn't know, if you win 3 times in one season, you get automatic promotion to the European Tour. Guys, let's quick look at the 15th this week. Par 4, 388 yards. You're going to drive it roughly towards where those guys are on the fairway, leaving mid-iron to the green. So guys, I'm going to drive it, see that max there, that's just going to take both bunkers out of play and leave us a relatively short iron to the green. It's it's a bit of a birdie chance as well. As you can see, the green has got a few tiers, but it's definitely changed over the years. So as I was saying guys, this green has actually changed. It used to be really slopey, so you used to have to kind of bomb it over the bunkers to leave yourself a short chip to the green, but over the I think between last year and this year, they've actually changed this green. It's a lot flatter, so it's going to be easier to hit more of a fuller shot in and get to those different tiers on that green. Yellow spot just behind us there. And then this is the red, so we're going to take about 4 or 5 past this spot here as our max in order to leave us about 100 yards to the front of the green. As you can see guys, it's quite a similar look to last week. It's quite wide open, it's very firm, a bit bouncy, but the fairways are a lot better than last week. Last week they were a little bit kind of patchy in areas. This week is a lot greener and the greens are running great. So I know I spoke about last week playing to certain spots on the greens because they're really small. So this week we're going to kind of employ the same kind of tactic because we figured last week it would definitely helped us. If we're not feeling great, our misses are bigger and we actually hit a lot more greens than we did usually. So always playing centre of the green is never a bad play. Obviously there's some flags we're going to go at, but then we're going to discuss that actually in play. Look at the par 5 4th hole this week. It's measuring 574 yards. You're going to drive it just past these bunkers on the right, and that's going to leave us roughly about 280, 260 to the front edge. So it's definitely, with the right wind, a reachable par 5, but it's one you have to be aggressive. As you can see, it's quite wide this week. Obviously you've got out bounds running down this left and the bunkers on the right, but definitely there can be kind of what me and Tom call a bombs away driver. So guys, just approaching that spot right here now. That's going to leave us, like I said, 260 to the green, which is up on the left, just right of this house. See that lake there? It's a beautiful spot, this. Very nice. Red spot just there in the fairway. And then we're going to try to drive it in between that and the yellow up there. I think this has turned into one of my favourite golf courses because there's a mixture of long holes and short holes. There's actually a few par 4s on the back 9 which you can go for, but it's very penal. There's water short right and water short left on the next holes. So you can, it's kind of very much a risk and reward in certain places, but it definitely will reward hitting those greens, like I said, hitting those spots, and not conservative, but I'd use the word smart, because if you're playing to another green, give yourself a chance every time. It's smart conservative. You can, well, some people call it conservative, but we're going to call it smart because the greens aren't that big. We'll always have a putt, and the old saying is if you're 18 greens around, the chances are you're going to hold a few more putts than you'd think. So I just said there about having a bombs away driver. Now the expression we use there is we've kind of got 3 different drivers. It's a windy, we've got a low one which we call a chippy driver, then we've got a medium, and then we've got a bombs away. The bombs away driver is really when the fairway's wide enough and the kind of those misses aren't really very penal, so it's picking the right time to hit that driver. And sometimes it may be a week of just hitting that fairway finder just to get yourself in play and in position, especially kind of on a par 5 that's reachable. We could either hit that bomber to make sure we can reach it, or play as a 3-shotter to put it in play, depending on how you're feeling on the day, which can have a really big input on what shot you're going to hit. So guys, this is the spot where we're going to hit it off the tee, roughly between these two here, and then either going to lay up into here or here, depending on obviously if we hit the fairway or not. So guys, if we laid up into this spot here, if we were off the tee, that'd be the yellow cross in the book. That'd leave us 105 to the front. Now, so back flag, that's 26 paces on, see on the right hand side. That's going to leave us 131 to the flag. Now that is a fairly long shot to have into a par 5 for your third, especially out here. You've got to be kind of as close as you can, making sure to take advantage of the par 5s out here this week. There's a few on this golf course. Let's have a look at the green. Hopefully we'll be up there in 2. I'll look at 11th hole, 375 metres, 410 yards. So as you can see, we've got our minimum and maximum 260, 270, so we're sort of taking on those bunkers, but then leaving us a very sort of mid-iron to the green over the water. This green is extremely slopey, as you can see right there. So like I said, we've got our 2 spots, one to the front and one to the back, so we're always kind of playing. It's a little bit conservative, but smart at the same time. So guys, approaching our minimum here, and our maximum is just up to these bunkers, so leaving us out on top of this little ridge. I'm taking this on, sort of, but also smart because it's not, because we take a club there. Yes, okay, if we get it right and get it in there, we do, but really, got to be aggressive, get into this a little bit. Take this bunker out of play, leave us a mid-iron to the green. You can see how slopey it is there. I don't think they'll get a pin on that right, it's far too slopey. All the pins will be down here on the left. Little grandstands, and then the clubhouse. They're those bunkers I was talking about. There's the green. Just that to your left there, you can see how slopey it is a bit closer up. So guys, just gone and walked those few holes and showed you guys. All it's left me to do is get the golf clubs out the car and start our Wednesday practice. So guys, let's go through a quick brief video of Tom's bag. So we've got 9 pitching wedge and 8 iron blades, then into CBs all the way up to 4 iron, and then to these long drive irons. These are irons that we kind of interchange, so we either use 2 iron or rescue. This week we're feeling like we need some running ones off the tee, so we have gone for 2 iron. Look at the back. Then if I look at the putter, no, circle tee, Scotty Cameron, what a beaut this one is. Look at that. Really nice, special edition, all black, with the kind of white tee at the back and the slightly like grey line, which is really, really nice. One of my favourites. That's in play. It's been in play for the last 4 or 5 weeks, that one too. And for anybody that kind of knows me and someone watches Caddy Diaries, brand new head cover underneath with the M1 hazardous shaft, 6.5, really good. Definitely going to use it in many different ways, bombers and chippy ones this week. And then finally, we've got the old aero burner. Now, we actually have 2 of these back at the house as well for a bit of backup, because Tom absolutely loves this 3-wood. As you can see, we've got the lead tape there to skate the perfect weight, 3HL. So like I say, all that's left for us to do today is going to go and do our practice, and we may go and walk a few of the front 9 together as well. And if we do, we'll go and show you along. Such a good putt, that. We'll go and do some other stuff on that.
Yeah, I think we'll go on the other one.
Sit one, what's that?
This one just there?
Yeah. But it's not more. Hi guys, just finished our Wednesday. It's 5:30, all the prep's done. We just actually finished off with 10 more minutes on the practice ground, just going through all the feelings ready for tomorrow in different shots as well. Feeling like we got some good feelings heading into tomorrow. We also did like a worse ball putting comp, which is really good because it's good for like speed control and then also good for holding out. Now I'll just head back, get a shower, out some grub, all prepared for tomorrow, off at 8:45. So guys, the final bit of prep for today is just to do the book. Now I'll just talk you through quickly how I'm going to do that. So as you know, I've got round 1, round 2, round 3 and round 4, just all separated out. And then we've got all the stats, the length of putts. This just helps me do the stats after the game. And then the book's finished for this week. Good morning guys, Thursday morning, it's 6:30, so we're just getting up, getting showered, ready for our 8:45 tea time. So just heading down to breakfast. One thing I actually do need to do is make peanut butter and rice cakes for the golf course. Not done that yet. We've also got a few protein bars to put in the bag and some apricots. We're going for like trying to be as healthy as we can in the golf bag because we've got into having so many breakfast bars and it's just getting a little bit like All that's left for me to do is end this vlog, so thank you very much for watching guys. As usual, don't forget to subscribe. So many more caddy diaries to come, tips and course vlogs, so keep up to date with everything Alex Elliott Golf. But there's one thing I have started this week. So you might have seen on Instagram a few of my posts where I'm wearing fancy socks, and these are today's. I think they're pretty good for me, to be honest. I've got some French fries ones, some cactus ones, so I've started a little thing when I wear fancy socks every single day when I'm caddying. Thank you for watching. See you soon, Alex Elliott Golf.